Rolling. I think we're rolling. Yes. Yes, we are. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay, cool. What is up, guys? Sam back again for another live training. Today we are going to talk about my favorite camera. It is within the Sony Alpha series. Sony is such a great brand of cameras. My favorite is the Alpha 6600. I have it right here. You can see it pretty well. Okay, cool. What is up, Rajir? I hope you're doing well. I'm going to kind of switch this over. Okay, let me make myself big here. Okay, so this is the Sony Alpha 6600. It is an incredible camera. It's got a giant lens on it. This is a 16 millimeter lens made by Sigma. It's a 1.4 f-stop, so it makes that super blurry background. And this camera is like, I use this for work. I worked for 3 years in video marketing. I was using this camera all the time. I would put it on a gimbal. I would use it with a zoom lens to shoot events. I would shoot interviews with it. It's incredible. And like this one specifically is pretty amazing because it has this little flip up like selfie view camera. And so I love this because when I record tutorials like this, it kind of helps me set up my frame. And also if I record videos anywhere else, like if I want to promote something and I just want to shoot a video of myself, I can just flip it up to record. But yeah, this thing is so cool. Let's dive into like nitty gritty. I have the Amazon link pulled up, but yeah, I use this camera primarily for my live streams, and right now I'm using my other camera, which is an Alpha 6000. Generally I let my girlfriend use that for her live streams, but this time I'm going to use it so I can show off the 6600 and why it's so great. Let's see it here. So let me transition. Okay, so we see Amazon.com, right? So this is the camera. I might be blocking the left side a little bit, but I'll just explain everything. So this is the body only, okay? So it's a very expensive camera. It is not on the cheap side. Now, I do have recommendations for cheaper cameras, but I want to talk about the high-end cameras this time. So let's maybe I'll give you that later, Rajiri. Let's just talk about this for now. So this is a body only price. You can also get it with certain lenses, right? So this is a kit lens. It's a 16 to 50 millimeter lens. I called it a kit lens because it normally comes in the Sony Alpha kit. So like any Alpha camera that you buy comes with like a standard lens. So that's what this is. Its f-stop is only 3.5, so it's not very powerful or fast. And so it's just like a standard lens. It comes in the kit. And then same with the 1655. This one is a little bit better because it's a power shot, but yeah, as we keep going, these are zoom lenses, which are fantastic. Zoom lenses are so versatile, especially if you're shooting like events where you're really far away from your subjects. So yeah, I mean, this camera is so good because like they say it has the world's fastest autofocus at 0.2 seconds. I don't care if it's the world's fastest, but it's really fast, and it can it tracks everything perfectly well. Like you just shoot and you get exactly what you're trying to shoot. And also you can, if you want to have like certain stylized focuses to your videos, just switch to manual focus. Now, you no longer have to use a Canon like a Rebel T5i or anything like that's on the cheaper end, which is like $100 to $200. You don't have to use that anymore. If you get something like this, upgrade to this, because with the Rebel, you basically like if you're following someone and you want to refocus, it'll have to like reread the scene. It'll go in and out of focus maybe a couple times. Like it's just the mechanism is so slow. It's kind of ridiculous. So when you invest in something like this, you get like the most bang for your buck. You get that super fast autofocus. Everything that you shoot is always going to be in focus, and it's continuous, and it tracks objects. So like if you have a camera just sitting still, if you just have this sitting still, and you have like your dog running around, it'll track your dog and focus on your dog no matter what depth it's at when the camera's just sitting still. So yeah, and then it's got a 24 2 megapixel APS-C sensor, which is pretty standard, but it's the upgrade within the previous Sony cameras, so it's very familiar to Sony. And then yeah, better, more. I'm just reading this here. So 11 frames per second continuous shooting. So if you're taking photos, which this camera is fantastic for too, I mainly use it for video, but it's great for photos too. If you're taking photos, you can hold that button down, and it'll sound like a machine gun. So it's like, I'll demo it for you guys here. So here is the bad boy. Okay, so we got the big lens, right? Let me pop this up. Okay, so I currently see you guys, and I'm in movie mode. So I'm just gonna switch to manual. There's a little dial up here, and let's see if I have the right speed. Nope. Okay, ready? This is what 11 frames per second sounds like. Oh wait, I think I have silent shutter on. Hold on. Let me. You guys need to be able to hear this. I can't do it if you can't hear it. Okay, so I'm just going through the settings right now. I know you guys can't really, see that. I'm just, hold on. Silence shooting. Is it in here? Oh my god, there's 14 pages of settings. Okay, hold on. Silent shooting. Oh, it's off. Okay, wait. So can you hear this? Oh, there we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. So that's a lot of pictures. And you can see, like, you can, like, here. Let's see if we can take pictures of me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bam. Okay. So this thing is incredible. So if you're at sporting events, you can just shoot 40 million pictures. Yes, I did take your guys' photo. Oh, hi, Cleo. Kitty just walked in. Okay. So yeah, so this thing here. Let me make sure I have the setting back to normal. Okay, cool. So yeah, that super fast shooting of the shutter is also another incredible tool. Like, this thing is like the best tool that you could possibly have for a camera, because it records in 4K. It also records in 1080p if you want that, which I recommend for anything that you're recording for the internet. You don't need 4K for online, because no one's really going to be a stickler about that. As long as they can see you and understand what you're trying to do, that's all that matters. Yeah, so like real-time autofocus, tracking real-time eye autofocus, so it'll like stare at my eyes and it'll make sure it uses that autofocus, because like I can do this, and most cameras that aren't this good will go out of focus, and I've dealt with that so many times, just because someone would move a little bit and then they would go out of focus, and because I'm managing like 4 cameras, I don't notice until like minutes later. So these cameras can do that work for you. They save that time. Okay, and then we got, let me switch, let me make sure you guys can see. Okay, then we got 5-axis in-body image stabilization. This thing is awesome. Sometimes lenses have in-lens stabilization, but it's not nearly as good as in-body stabilization. So basically, like, you know, if you walk around with a camera without stabilization and you watch the footage that you recorded while walking around, it's going to be real shaky. But if you use this camera, it's far less shaky. There's like no shakes, basically. It's like using warp stabilizer in Premiere, but better. And also, if you pair that with a stabilizing lens, like you can sprint and it'll be smooth. It's like using the DJI Osmo, which is like, what is that? DJI Osmo. So this thing you can literally sprint with. Like, there's some videos. So people sprint using this, and it's like it doesn't even move. But yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Where like the Alpha 6000, which is the camera I'm currently recording on, doesn't have image stabilization. It's kind of a bummer. Oh my gosh. Why is it so laggy? It's because I'm trying to stream. I forget. Okay. Okay. So this in-body stabilization, so good. And then the next one is the mic jack. So this honestly, this is like the second reason why I bought this camera. So I wanted the 4K, and then I also wanted to cut out the middleman. I used to use a recorder to make my videos, like this little dude. It's stored away in my closet, but I used to use a recorder, and now I don't have to. I can just plug my mic straight into the side of the camera. So yeah, I think you guys can see that. So I just plug it straight into the side of the camera. There's a little red headphone jack, and that's not a thing on the Alpha 6000, which is why I upgraded. And yeah, I still have my Alpha 6000. I would have sold it, but we have another use for it. But yeah, it's amazing. It makes things go so much quicker. Like, and also I can like listen to the audio feedback. It's just Sony like finally listened, and they allowed us to have the mic jack on the side. Okay, and then there's also a headphone jack, and you can monitor the audio, which is actually like my setup is I have a mic going into my camera, and then the headphone jack shoots that mic input out. So I get that audio out of my camera, I plug it into my laptop, and my laptop pulls the audio from the camera, which is pretty cool. That's how I do my live streams. I just have them all plugged in like that. Okay, and then touch tracking provides smooth continuous focus. So yeah, it's actually a touch screen. The Alpha 6000 is not a touch screen, so you can actually touch it and focus. It's pretty great. And then, yeah, oh, that's right. And the battery. I haven't even fully utilized the battery, but it's huge. Like the battery, what is it? Like, I think it's more than double the capacity, because the battery in the old Alphas are just like minuscule little dudes, where these batteries are like big monsters, and it's actually better because the battery slot is the handle, right? You see that? So here's the battery slot. Let me just kind of pop that out. So this is the battery, right? Okay. So it's about double the size as the old one, or maybe like 60% bigger, somewhere in that range. And then you pop it in to the handle. It's like loading a gun basically. And then yeah, it's a great handheld, because the old camera didn't have a really good handhold. So like I can actually grip this thing and I can move it around. The other one, it was like my fingertips. That was the only way I can hold it. Yeah, so let me just put that there. So yeah, this thing, I don't even know how else to like advertise it, because like, and I'm not even trying to advertise it, I just love it. Like, I don't even have an Adobe affiliate link for this. Like, I just wanted to show you guys because it's so valuable, it's so useful. I would recommend it to anyone. I've recommended it to my brand consultants, and they've purchased it. My most recent one started a podcast with it. They use it every day with the same lens, same camera, same setup for the capture card, and they send it into their computer, do live streams, record it as a podcast as well, upload it to YouTube, to Facebook. They use this camera, and it just saves so much time, makes everything easy. You just flip it on, go onto your computer, and you're doing it. And for me, it's great because like I never hit the record button on that camera. I only ever, like if I make videos, I'm only ever having it plugged into my computer, and then I hit record on my screen recording software, because I have it pulled up in OBS, just like you can see me right now. I use my capture card, and then I just record it that way. It's so much faster, smaller file size. It's not as high res as it possibly can be, because it's not directly from the camera, but it's video for the internet. What more do you need? I mean, it's all about the communication, right? If I can communicate that I know what I'm doing with video, what do you need 4K for? It's like... even though I have a 4K camera, but you know what I mean. So yeah, this thing is a beast. Let's see. Let me show you. This is the lens that I got as well. So this is the Sigma 16mm lens. Okay, so the reason why I have this, and what this lens is it's not a zoom lens. Okay, so we're not using it to zoom in and out. To like try to capture. Oops, no, I already know what fits, man. We don't, yeah, we're not trying to zoom in and out. I bought this lens because it's a perfect distance between me and my camera for when I'm recording my tutorials and my live streams. Right now I'm using a different lens, but it's also a 16 millimeter. And so it still captures that same area. But this lens is not a it's not a 1.4 f-stop, it's 3.5. And sorry. And so because it's a 3.5, you don't get the blurry background. And I'm not showing it to you because then you'll get all the details of the room I'm in, which don't matter. I'll just use the zoom background and hang out in space. But if I was using my other one, which I have, I'll turn off the zoom background and then my background is blurry because the f-stop is so high. And the f-stop is so high because the lens is freaking enormous. It's huge. Like the other one is tiny. Like the one that I'm currently using, which is the kit lens, 16 millimeter to 50 millimeter. It's tiny. It's like that big instead of that big. So, man, it's just they're like the best tools. So yeah, I hope that all makes sense so far, Rajiri. I'm pretty sure you bought this camera already, right? You already purchased it. I know it's in your cart. But yeah, and this says fully accommodates fast hybrid autofocus. Compact size makes it very portable. Well, I mean, I guess it's not really compact, but I mean, it'll fit inside of like a smaller lens case. But yeah, I have bags for this stuff too, because you got to protect your equipment, especially. And yeah, I mean, I think we've got SD cards. So I got the SD card, I got the lights, I got all this extra stuff that comes with the production. And I got the cables and the capture card. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but I mean, that's essentially what they have listed here. SD card, some cases for the lens. There's a capture card here. This is to plug it into a wall outlet. And yeah, I think I've covered everything. And yeah, we are dealing with things that are kind of pricey. Now let's see if we can find something that's a little cheaper, just for you guys, and then I'm going to get going. So let's see. Was it? We're going back to Canon. So the Canon Mark II, Canon 60 Mark II. No, not the 60. Let's see. Oh, it's this one. Oh, the PowerShot G7 Mark II. Okay, so this one is about half the price, and it comes with a lens. Okay, and the f-stop. Does the f-stop go down to 1.8? Where is that? Yeah, it goes down to 1.8. That's a really good f-stop. Your PC and mobile phone gaming live stream. Yeah, you could, man. I know. These cameras are pretty pricey. But like as time goes on, and as you do this work, and as you find yourself in this field, and you find a way to monetize your efforts using these tools, it makes it absolutely worth it. I mean, it's so easy for me to spend money on these because I always make the money back. So it's just when you use these tools efficiently, which I can teach you how to do 100%, it will allow you to make that money back. And it will allow you to get those jobs, because there's so many jobs out there for videographers and photographers and stuff like that, because photography goes hand in hand with videography. Videography is usually the level up from photography. So if you can do photos, you should also do videos, and people will be even more impressed when all they asked for was photos. So obviously it depends on the client, but yeah, having that conversation is really important. Yeah, they are super expensive. But this one's a bundle, at least. It comes with an SD card, a little light, some tripods, a bag. Comes with all this stuff, which is pretty nice. But this camera is also a beast. I don't know if you guys remember JT. He would come on the live stream a couple times. And this was his camera for a long time before he upgraded to the Panasonic GH5, which is even more expensive. If you want to see expensive Rajiri, let's check out that Panasonic GH5. GH5. It doesn't even have, I think it's like only used. GH5 body. So just the body of this camera is $1,800. This one's a little insane, but this one is meant. This one is sorry, Cleo's running all over the place. This one is meant for long form shooting. So like you can film for like 4 hours straight with this. With these Sonys, I would only recommend maybe an hour tops. Otherwise, it might overheat. But I think this one could probably. I think the 6600. Sorry, I keep looking down. This guy that I was talking about earlier. This can go on for maybe like 2.5 hours. It's just, and it can stay cool, especially because you can take the screen off, or you can't take it off, but you can like distance it. See, it's like extended off, so you can flip this off, and it saves some heat. Add some heat dispersion in there. So yeah, big time cameras, and let's see. But let's go back. Let's see why this one's worth it, because this one's got a really good 1.8 f-stop, which I didn't expect from this lens, and it's got a zoom lens too, and it's really nice because it's got that flip up camera, so it pops up like that, and then it does all sorts of things, and it's really tiny. The only thing is so it's not like a SLR like, or no, just a mirrorless camera that you can interchange lenses and have a bunch of detailed settings. This one's a little more like done for you, and it does 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is pretty great too. So, oh, it's also got image stabilization. I wonder how good it is. But yeah, guys, I think I've covered most everything that I wanted to cover. Because I mean, yeah, this camera, I bought this in June of this year, 2020. Since the pandemic hit, I was like, oh, I gotta make some more videos, so I bought a better camera. And we've been live streaming with it ever since, and I hope you guys have been enjoying it ever since. So yeah, thanks guys. I'm so glad you could join me today talking about this camera. I know it's expensive, and I don't have affiliate links for you. I just think that these are worth looking into. And that's no problem, Roger. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I am happy to share this camera with you. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.